protect the rights and lift up the rights of the domestic workers in our community. There's lots of people doing domestic work all over our nation. And in San Antonio, we have two of the leading groups that are doing this work to organize, to send powerful messages not only to our local government, but to our state and to our national governments in terms of how we want workers to be looked at and thought of in our nation, and to be respected with the living wage that they deserve. I think now we're going to open it up for members from our community who would like to speak, also sending a message to our mayor and to our community about the state of the city, the community's experience of the state of the city. Who's here that wants to say something? Bella?
Good afternoon, my name is Perla Terrazas. I'm an organizer with Unite Here, the Hotel Workers Union. And so I'm here to talk a little bit about what we've been doing for the past several months. About 6 or 7 months ago, we started talking to a lot of workers on the Riverwalk, both from hotels and restaurants. And something that we heard from a lot of workers is that their tips are being stolen. And so we started a campaign called Mi Tia, which is the Tip Integrity Act. It's an ordinance that we would like to pass through City Council to protect those workers' tips. For example, at the Hyatt, the Grand Hyatt, when a group comes and they have banquets there, the hotel charges those customers a 22% service charge, which they tell the customer is going towards a tip for the worker, right? That's what a service charge, that's what people assume is a service charge. A tip that's going towards the worker, but in reality the hotels are keeping it. And so this is also happening at restaurants. Tips are being stolen from workers at restaurants and hotels in all departments where people would usually receive tips. So we have been talking to a lot of workers. About 2,000 workers have signed our Mi Tia pledge card, which says that they would support a law to protect the tips. We've also received a lot of signed pledges from community allies, many of whom are standing here today. And then we've also reached out to a lot of politicians, not only locally, but statewide. And so we have a lot of support. We, in December, had a Riverwalk referendum where 3,760 people voted for Mi Tia. That is more than any current city council member received in the 2011 elections. So there's a clear mandate from the people of San Antonio that there needs to be a law to protect these workers' tips. And I think the main reason, I mean, my mom is a housekeeper. She worked at the Hyatt Regency for 11 years, and I know even if it's $50 a month that would have came in extra into our home, that would have made a big difference. And I think that's true with most families in the city. As someone was saying earlier, right, it's a business-friendly city, but we also need to make it worker-friendly. These workers bring this money back into their community, they stimulate the local economy, and it's just wrong to steal their tips. Just wrong. I mean, there's no excuse. And so currently, the mayor and all 10 city council people know about the Tip Integrity Act. They know about the law that we're trying to pass. Only 4 have signed on, and that does not include the mayor. So we desperately need them to sign on to this. It needs to happen. It's not fair to steal workers' tips. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's important that they do it. It's important that the community knows about it. It's important for workers at both hotels and restaurants to support this, right? I mean, it affects them. It affects the city of San Antonio. It affects families everywhere. So thank you.